San Diego is absolutely incredible. The beaches, the weather, the food, the energy. It's just one of the most beautiful places in the country. And there's a reason why so many people love living there. But lately, I've been talking to more and more families who love San Diego, but they're still choosing to leave. And these are personal friends and family of mine because I'm actually from San Diego as well. Surprisingly, many of them are headed to Eagle, Idaho. Now, if you would have asked me 20 years ago if I would have friends and family living in Eagle, Idaho, or if I would have thought you were insane. So why would someone trade coastal California for a small town in Idaho? And that's exactly what we're breaking down today. You've probably seen my husband Matthew on the channel as well. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Rachel Konkel. My husband Matthew and I are a husband and wife real estate team. And I grew up in Coronado, California, like I just said. It's a little tiny island outside of downtown San Diego, if you're unfamiliar. I left about 10 years ago, but still have the vast majority of my family living there. And our goal with this channel is to give you all the information you need to make your move to Eagle, Idaho, and the Treasure Valley in general. The first difference between San Diego and Eagle is there's simply just more space. And with that space, it impacts your quality of life. San Diego's beautiful, but it's dense. Homes are closer together, yards are smaller, traffic takes up more of your day. And even when you have a nice home, you're often sharing walls or you're squeezing into tighter neighborhoods. In Coronado, I know of homes that are literally bigger than the lot size just because they build up or down. My husband didn't even know that existed, and that was even a possibility. You will not find that in Eagle. Eagle feels open. You'll find larger lot sizes, wider streets, more parks. And when I say wider streets, I mean between your sidewalk, there's actually a part in between, so then that way you're not nervous about the sidewalk and then the kids dropping down. There's more room between the homes. Instead of staring into your neighbor's backyard, you might have space for a garden or a pool or just room for your kids and to be able to run around and play. And beyond your property, you've got trails, open land, foothills, and just the Boise River nearby. With the Boise River nearby too, you're able to play in it. You're able to jump in and be able to play, and it's not inconvenient. It's right in the middle of downtown, really, or like just off of downtown, to where you can walk to it. Like there's literally, you can go to lunch and then walk your kid down. Or we've gotten ice cream before and we walk our 3-year-old down, especially in the middle of summer, and we play in the river. It's a very real and normal thing. It's not like it's some like far off thing that you need to drive to. I've seen people actually on their lunch break go fishing and then go back to work. The extra space changes your day-to-day life. You're not spending hours in traffic, you're not fighting for parking, you're not feeling boxed in. There's breathing room, mentally and physically, which is so nice to just be able to breathe. For a lot of families coming from San Diego, it's not just about getting a bigger house. It's having room to host your friends and space for your kids to play and quieter environments to just wind down. And an overall slower pace of life that supports that healthier lifestyle. This means for quality of life, it's just different for different people. But for many who make the move here, having more space inside and outside ends up being one of the biggest upgrades of all. This is just, if you think about it, you want just more room to be able to host your friends and to just be able to play and to have a game night and things like that. And yes, you can do that in homes in San Diego. I'm not saying that. But I just remember with our homes, as we would literally, if I was walking up the stairs in our house growing up, I could see our next door neighbor walking up the stairs in his house. And then you could actually open up the window and it was close enough to high five. You never did it because you want to pretend like they're not there. And even in my parents' house today that they live in, and it's a nice home in Coronado, you can look down when you walk the stairs, you can literally look into their kitchen, the next door neighbor's kitchen, and watch them eating dinner. It's just something that you don't want to have to deal with all the time. Another difference that people are noticing pretty quickly when they're comparing San Diego and Eagle is the overall feeling of safety and cleanliness. San Diego is a big city and it's absolutely stunning. But like any other large metro area, it comes with big city challenges. Higher population density, busier streets, more visible homeless, and that's in a lot of it. And I know that that's just simply a part of living in a bigger city, but Eagle feels different because it's smaller and it's quieter and the neighborhoods are clean and well maintained, and it's also primarily residential. You don't have a tourist season. You don't see a lot of trash in your streets, parks are well maintained, trails are taken care of, and people genuinely take pride in living here. It's because when people move here, they're sick of the trash, they're sick of everything, so they really want to take care of it. And so when you move here, we ask the same for you, that you want to take care of it, because that's something that's a really big deal to us. We want it to stay clean. We want it to stay safe. And it's not just Eagle. Downtown Boise is also super clean and safe as well. A lot of people are so surprised with how walkable and well kept downtown Boise is. You can go to dinner, walk around in the evening, and it feels orderly and comfortable. And it's not something that a lot of people really realize until they come here, and then they'll notice it right away because it's so shocking actually how clean the middle of downtown is. You expect that there's going to be part of it that's not, and it's just all clean. You can go to farmers markets, everything, and it's so safe. You don't have to. I have a 3-year-old. I'm not picking her up nervous and going like fast and not looking around. I'm having her hold my hand and we're walking around and we're waving to people and saying hi, and it's just a very easygoing feeling. For families coming from San Diego, there's often a different level of ease here because they just feel more comfortable letting their kids ride bikes in the neighborhood, walk to a friend's house, or play at a park without constantly worrying. Now, no place is perfect. Eagle isn't immune to growth or challenges, but compared to a larger city like San Diego, both Eagle and downtown Boise tend to feel a lot more manageable, it's community focused, and overall it's just cleaner in day-to-day life. For many families, that peace of mind and living in an area that feels safe and calm and well cared for, it becomes the major reason why they're deciding to make the move. We're also seeing people make the move from San Diego to Eagle just in the ability to buy a new construction home. In San Diego, there is new construction, but it's pretty limited. And when it is available, it's often extremely expensive, smaller lot sizes, higher density, and sometimes attached to like condo or like a condo style living. The land is really tight, especially living in Coronado, it's very, very tight. So you'll see homes, like I said, where the home is actually bigger than the lot size. So one that I know that the home was 3,900 square feet and the lot size was 3,700 square feet. It's actually significantly like 200 square feet bigger. And as land gets tight, building costs are higher, and it naturally just starts driving up that price. Eagle is different because there's still space to build here. There's tons of space. And you'll find full neighborhoods of brand new homes, modern floor plans, open layouts, bigger garages, larger lots, and in many cases, community amenities like pools, walking paths, parks. I even know of some neighborhoods that have a par 3 golf course, or when they say pools, it's not just one pool. They have multiple pools, or they have equestrian trails or things like that, or you have access to the Boise River. So then you always have access to something to make your lifestyle just that much more healthy. For a lot of buyers coming from San Diego, it's surprising to see that their budget can actually get them here. Instead of remodeling a 30 or 40-year home, many families are able to walk into something brand new. It's energy efficient, it has updated finishes, it's higher ceilings, big kitchens, and space to grow. There are even builders that I know of that are doing things for energy efficient where they're making more greenhouses, right? So they're putting in air purifiers, they're putting in saunas and things like that. So then that way you can just automatically have that healthier living right away. You're also even having things like water filters being updated right away, so then that way you have the perfect water. It's not just about the house itself, it's about those options. And in Eagle, you can find so many options from your layout to your finishes. You can build something that really fits the lifestyle that you want instead of trying to make an older home work and be able to like work around walls and things like that. For buyers coming from San Diego, that ability to get a brand new home with more space, more modern features, and often at a significantly lower price point, it's just a huge factor in their decision to move because you can get a lot more bang for your buck in Eagle versus Coronado. It's one of those moments where people just say, wait, I can get all of this and I'm paying this price. And it's even like in Terraview where homes are starting at $2 million, whereas a home for $2 million in Coronado, it's significantly different. And that's a game changer for a lot of families. Another reason is just going to be that overall pace of life as to why people are moving from San Diego to Eagle, Idaho. San Diego has amazing energy. It's vibrant, it's busy, there's always something going on, whether it's the beaches, the restaurants, the nightlife. You can go to PB, you can go to OB, you can go to IB, you can go to all these different beaches. It's fun, but it's also fast. There's traffic, it's packed schedules, it's crowded, and for some people, after a while, it just feels like the pace can be a lot. It's like a rat race almost. Eagle feels a whole lot calmer. You're not structuring your day around freeway traffic. You're not fighting huge crowds to go out to dinner. You're not having to make a reservation right away. It's about starting to recognize the people at your favorite coffee shop, and it's just easier. You always know kind of what you're going to get, And you're able to say very last minute, oh, I think I want to go out to eat. And you're able to go rather than be like, great, now there's an hour wait and it's 5 p.m. So now I'm going to sit in an hour of traffic to get there. The slower pace of life really does have that strong sense of community. And in Eagle, people actually show up for local events. You start recognizing people at your favorite coffee shop, and it's just easier. And with that slower paced lifestyle, it brings you into our last point, which is that strong sense of community. In Eagle, people actually show up for local events. Families go to father-daughter dances. Everyone comes out for Eagle Fun Day in summer. During the holidays, there's the Eagle Country Christmas, and it feels like it's something out of a Hallmark movie. And these events just aren't on the calendar. They're something that you're able to make traditions with. And this is something that I personally and everyone that I've helped move from San Diego to Eagle, it's something that we all really wanted to find because it's what we grew up with. So in Coronado, we have the 4th of July parade, we have the Christmas parade, and I really wanted to live somewhere that I could take my kids to those parades and I could take my kids to things that they could have fun with. And so when I was able to find somewhere with the father-daughter dance and Eagle Fun Days and taking them to the fire station where they put on an event and people are actually showing up, it was a really big deal for me because these are traditions that we can go every single year to. And you see the same families there every year as well. So you're able to get connected. It's personal. And that doesn't mean, like I said, that San Diego doesn't have a community because it absolutely does. It's just different. In a bigger city, you usually have to go find your circle. Whereas in Eagle, it tends to just happen more naturally because things are smaller and they're more local. For a lot of families leaving San Diego, that slower, more grounded lifestyle is exactly what they're looking for and they're craving for this season of life. At the end of the day, San Diego is still an absolutely incredible place to live. Like I said, I have so much family there, so I actually go down at least 2 to 3 times a year to visit my family. And with the lifestyle, the ocean, the weather, it's really hard to compete. But for some families, it's just the priority shift, and mine included in that. They're looking for that slower pace of life, more space, a strong community, and a different financial future. Eagle, Idaho isn't better, it's just different. And for the right person in the right season of life, that difference is exactly what they're looking for. If you're trying to decide whether you should be staying in San Diego or make the move to Eagle, and what makes more sense to you, please feel free to reach out. I'd love to help you think it through.